In this video, we have sine of theta equal to 5 over 6, and theta is in quadrant 1. We are looking for exact value of sine of 2 theta, so that's a double angle. Also, we're going to solve for cosine of 2 theta and sine of theta over 2 and cosine of theta over 2. So let's go back to part A. So given sine of theta and asking sine of 2 theta, this double angle, we need to look for double angle formulas, and here's the formula for double angle. Sine of 2x equal to 2 sine of x cosine of x. So there is only one formula for double angle for sine. So we need to have 2 multiplied by sine multiplied by cosine. All right. So sine of 2 theta will be equal to 2 multiplied by sine of theta multiplied by cosine of theta. Sine of theta is given 5 over 6. So 2 multiplied by 5 over 6 times cosine of theta. Cosine of theta is not given, but we are able to find it through sine of theta. In order to do this, we're going to make a circle. And the good thing is we already know theta is in the first quadrant, so 0, pi, half. I randomly make a triangle here. I label this theta. That's 90 degrees. We have sine of theta, which is 5 over 6, same as y over r. So this is 5, this will be 6. Now we need to look for x here. Why we are looking for x? Because cosine of theta equal to x over r. So x over 6. So this x is right there. In order to solve for x, we apply Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem, we have x squared plus 5 squared equal to 6 squared. X squared plus 25 equal to 36. X squared equal to 36 minus 25 equal to 11. X will be equal to plus minus radical 11. We are in quadrant 1. X should be positive root 11. So now if you plug this back, we're going to have radical 11 over 6. I plug this back over here, equal to 2 multiplied by 5 over 6 multiplied by radical 11 over 6. The final answer will be 5 root 11. This 2 and this will be 3. 3 times 6 is 18. So sine of 2 theta will be 5 root 11 over 18. So now let's go to part B. Part B, they're asking us cosine of 2 theta. Let's go back to the formula sheet. So double angle, we are looking for cosine of 2 theta. We have cosine of 2x. We have three formulas for cosine of 2x. We can use cosine squared minus sine squared. We can use this one, or we can use that one. I will pick the last one. Why? Because we already have sine of theta. So any of them will be fine. So cosine of 2 theta equal to 1 minus sine square of theta. This is equal to 1 minus like sine of 2 sine of theta. 2 times sine of theta squared, it will be equal to 1 minus 2 5 over 6 squared. This gives us 1 minus 2 multiplied by 25 over 30. Oops. That's not good. Okay. 36 equal to 1 minus 2 by 36 is 18. 25 over 18. Finding common denominator will be 18 minus 25 over 18. 18 minus 25 over 18. The answer is negative 7 over 18. So I pick this one. If you pick the second one, you should get the same thing. If you're going to solve it applying the second formula, so the answer will be 2 instead of cosine, so 2 cosine of theta squared minus 1. Going to have 2 cosine of theta, we solve 11 over 6 squared minus 1. This will be 2 multiplied by 11 over 36 minus 1 equal to 36. This is going to be 18. 11 over 18 minus 1, which is 11 over 18 minus 18 over 18, which is negative 7 over 18. So we do get the same. Or if you want to use the first formula, you should get the same answer. All right, let's move to this part C. Part C, they're asking us what sine of theta over 2. So we are dealing with half angle formula. So this theta over 2, so you need to look at half angle formulas. I believe I have it here. This is a half angle formula. So we have it right there. We have sine, cosine, and tangent. Definitely we're going to use sine of theta over 2 because they are asking us sine of theta over 2. All right, so the formula will be equal to plus minus radical 1 minus cosine of theta divided by 2. Let me get rid of the formula sheet. So the formula has plus and minus. We need to decide, is that going to be plus or it's going to be minus. Theta is on the quadrant 1 between 0 and pi half. If you divide this by 2, you're going to get again between 0 to pi over 4. So that means you are in quadrant 1 still. In quadrant 1, sine is positive, so you're going to get positive. So sine of theta over 2 will be plus radical 1 minus cosine of theta over 2. We solve cosine of theta through Pythagorean theorem. We solve cosine of theta equal to plus radical 11 over 2. So we need to substitute this inside for this cosine of theta. So that will be equal to radical 1 minus radical 11 divided by 2, everything divided by 2, equal to I find the common denominator here. It will be 2 over 2 minus square root of 11 over 2 equal to, we have 2 minus radical 11 divided by 2. Let's use some other color. So here we have 2 and 2. So if we multiply these two, we're going to have radical 2 minus radical 11 over 4. Some notes about how to simplify this. If we have a over b divided by c over d, this equal to AD divided by BC. You multiply this near, put at the bottom, and you multiply this far away, you put it here. So we got this one. This is same as radical 2 minus radical 11 divided by radical 4, which is equal to 2 radical 2 minus radical 11, and this is a final answer. So I saw 4 over here. 4 is a perfect square, that's why I brought it outside. Alright, let's solve the part D of this question. Part D, they're asking us what is cosine of theta over 2. Let's go back to the formula sheet. Cosine of theta over 2, the formula is radical 1 plus cosine theta divided by 2. Alright, so I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna write cosine of theta over 2 equal to plus minus radical 1 plus cosine theta divided by 2. So what should we pick is a plus and minus. Cosine of theta in quadrant 1 is positive. If you cut the theta by 2, again going to be in quadrant 1, again going to be positive. So we don't accept the negative. So cosine of theta over 2 will be plus 1 plus cosine theta divided by 2. And we have cosine of theta equal to radical 11 divided by 6. Sorry. Did I solve it mistakenly? Wow. It seems like I did a mistake here. So in part C, I use cosine theta at 11, radical 11 over 2. Actually is radical 11 over 6. We solve it. So your job is to fix this 2 to 6. So let's go back. Alright, so the mistake I did for part C, I thought I thought cosine of theta is radical 11 over 2, but radical 11 over 6. So let me put this back over here. So I do the algebra, it will be very similar to sine of half angle. So we have radical 1 plus radical 11 over 6 divided by 2. This will be equal to radical 6 over 6 plus radical 11 over 6 divided by 2. This will be equal to 6 plus radical 11 divided by 6 over 2. We're going to have radical 6 plus 11 over 12 equal to radical 6 plus radical 11 divided by radical 12. Radical 12 is not perfect square, but radical 12 is 2 radical 3. So instead of radical 12, I put 2 radical 3. Why is that? Because 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. So that means it's 4 times 3. 4 is perfect square, so 2 gonna go outside, and 3 will be inside of radical. We have 6 plus radical 11. Well, now we have to get rid of this radical 3. I'm going to multiply by radical 3 to irrationalize it. It will be, I'm going to write it right here, 6 on the denominator, because radical 3 times radical 3 is 3, 2 times 3 will be 6. Now radical times this radical. I'm going to write something here. If we have radical A times radical B will be equal to radical A times B. So it's going to go inside. So this is going to be radical. This 3 times 6 is going to be 18 plus 3 multiplied by radical 11 will be 3 radical 11. And this is the final answer for cosine of theta over 2. For the sine, the formula here was minus, so all of them, if you change it to negative, you should get sine of theta over 2.